Welcome to Summary Books. Dear friend, turning 30 is a significant milestone, marking a turning point in our lives as you embark on the journey to conquer great goals for the future. As you approach 30, what have you achieved so far? Have you completed basic and advanced education programs, accumulated some capital, started a family, and lived happily with loved ones? Or do you still have nothing in hand? Regardless of your current situation, you can always look forward to a bright future ahead. If you truly strive and make an effort, what should we prepare before turning 30 to be ready for the challenges ahead? Before diving into the content, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share to support the channel. Thank you very much. Lesson 1. Set goals for yourself. If you have started thinking about your future, setting goals is something you must do right now. Have you ever wondered why you spend more than 16 years in school or nearly 8 hours a day completing work, paperwork, and documents? You strive to accomplish all these things, perhaps in preparation for the future, or more specifically, to prepare yourself to conquer the goals you've set. Before you begin your journey, determine your destination, and from there, set a suitable development path for yourself. You can get closer to your future goals with a few methods, such as finding a side job to increase your income. It will be quite difficult if you want to achieve big goals in the future with only one source of income. Finding a side job based on your abilities is a good solution to increase your income, while also gaining more experience and life knowledge. Plan your spending wisely. No matter how high your income is, if you don't have a reasonable spending plan, the goals you set will be hard to achieve. Reasonable spending does not mean cutting all expenses, but rather spending on what is necessary and cutting unnecessary expenses, such as costs for nightlife and buying unnecessary items when shopping. Start a savings fund now. Early savings will help you receive attractive returns in the future. You can choose different forms of saving, such as depositing in a bank, buying insurance, or government bonds. Lesson 2. Measure practicality and identify obstacles of your goals. According to Napoleon Hill, the author of the famous book, Think and Grow Rich, anything that the human mind can imagine and believe, it can achieve. However, this does not mean you can set any goal for yourself, even if it is not feasible. Setting overly ambitious and unrealistic goals can make you feel tired and discouraged, especially when you have tried your best but still fail to achieve what you want. These experiences can make your goals seem distant, and you may feel afraid to start any new task, making it difficult to be ready for bigger plans in your life. Instead of setting unattainable goals, break down the process into smaller stages and set smaller goals. By completing each stage successively, you will still achieve the large goal you desire. For example, if your goal is to own a house worth 2 billion Vietnamese dongs within 20 years, then your milestones would be 1 billion Vietnamese dongs in 10 years and 100 million Vietnamese dongs each year. In addition to measuring the practicality of your goal and having a suitable development plan, you should also anticipate potential obstacles. Consider the risks in business, the present difficulties during dangerous pandemics, and the possibility that your work may not proceed as smoothly as expected. This way, you can prepare appropriate contingency methods for each situation. Lesson 3. Prepare strong financially. A method of risk prevention for the future, as I mentioned above, is challenging. To achieve a significant goal in the future, if you only have a single source of income, not to mention if your income is unstable and even dependent on others, it will be very difficult. Therefore, before the age of 30, try to save a separate fund for yourself to accomplish your major goals, or, if unfortunately, you encounter unforeseen risks, this fund will also be your lifeline. The best time to start financial preparation for the future is today, as soon as you identify your life's goals. From the moment you have the ideal conditions to prevent future risks, such as health, financial stability, and mental clarity. Trust me, you can absolutely do it. The important thing is whether you want it and are willing to put in your best effort for it. In summary, before the age of 30, you should set yourself a major goal, measure its practicality, and establish a financial reserve fund to guard against risks and to achieve your future plans. Below are 10 things you must practice every day if you want to succeed. To reach success, each of us needs many factors. Success is a long and arduous process that requires you to always strive and put in your best effort for it. Note 1. Enduring loneliness. Those who want to succeed must endure loneliness, especially in the initial stages of establishing their careers. To achieve a certain goal, while others are enjoying their leisure time, you have to work hard and strive alone. Sometimes, you may even have to face significant challenges without anyone's support or assistance. However, if you have the courage to go through that loneliness, you will emerge victorious. Note 2. Enduring separation. It is natural to want to be with your loved ones, but often, due to work and career, you will have to temporarily put aside the joy of reunion. There are specific professions where even during holidays like Tet, you are not given time off. If you do not have a strong heart, this can be very difficult to overcome. But trust me, going out and working with various partners will help you gain more experience, improve your communication skills, and enhance your adaptability to any situation. Note 3. Overcoming hardship. Life is not perfect, and naturally, neither will your career be consistently smooth. It is inevitable that you will face difficulties and challenges along the way. You should be prepared to confront these obstacles rather than avoid them or sit idly hoping nothing will happen. When faced with hardship, people usually have two outcomes. They either succumb to it and fall into despair, or they become stronger and move forward. Show how resilient and strong you are. Note 4. Enduring pressure. Life without pressure offers no motivation for you to strive each day. Those without ambition may choose to avoid pressure, but successful people always face and overcome it in their own way. When pressure arises, face it head-on to strengthen your power and resolve. Note 5. Overcoming temptation. Modern life is not easy to navigate, and as society continues to develop, it creates traps and temptations. When faced with these, you must maintain a cool head to overcome them. Those who cannot overcome temptation cannot succeed or achieve great things. Life is full of lurking traps everywhere. Behind the glamorous exterior, those without willpower, those who cannot conquer these temptations, will certainly be unable to shoulder significant responsibilities. Note 6. Overcoming the feeling of failure. Failure is the mother of success, is an old saying, but it remains true at all times. In this life, no one is perfect, and there will be moments when you fail, even when you have prepared everything meticulously. In your career, you cannot avoid experiencing failure. In fact, when faced with obstacles that seem insurmountable, persistence is key. Just by persevering, you will eventually overcome them. The perseverance forged from numerous failures is the most solid foundation for great success. Note 7. Withstand criticism. The tongues of the world are unkind and irrational. Anything you do can become a subject of gossip. When faced with criticism from others, whether you can endure it greatly impacts your future success. If you want to succeed, you must be able to withstand criticism. Moreover, you must remain unwavering and persistent in your convictions. The most crucial factor for enduring criticism is to always be confident in yourself, have clear opinions, and, most importantly, maintain a cool head. Note 8. Endure losing face. Your dignity is something you create for yourself, not something granted by others. People may not see the future you envision or understand the underlying reasons for your actions, but that doesn't matter. Have faith in yourself and the future you foresee, because the final results will be the best answer. Note number 9. Embrace responsibility. Duty and responsibility are inherent to everyone's existence. The higher one climbs, the greater the responsibility. From any perspective, one must fulfill their responsibilities well. Mistakes should not be evaded but rectified. True success comes from not shirking responsibility but facing it head-on. Note number 10. Manage your mindset. In today's modern life, overtime work and continuous stress easily lead to mental fatigue. Apart from maintaining work-life balance and physical health, learn to adjust your mood, lift your spirits, and self-motivate to relentlessly pursue your goals. Next are some fundamental mistakes in business that can lead to sudden failure. There's a story about a blacksmith who traveled around the village carrying his tools, repairing items for everyone. Because he worked skillfully, was kind-hearted, and offered reasonable prices, he had many customers relying solely on this work to support his family. One day, as he walked along the village road as usual, he suddenly heard that the king was passing through. He hurriedly cleared the way, kneeling down in hopes of catching a glimpse of the royal presence. Unexpectedly, he felt the sound of approaching hooves very close. Curious, he looked up and found himself face to face with the king's steed. Overwhelmed with fear, he quickly bowed his head to beg forgiveness, not realizing the king had noticed his tool-laden cart and assumed he was a repairman. The king's crown had a few loose parts due to the rough journey, prompting the king to stop for repairs. The blacksmith knelt down and skillfully fixed the crown, impressing the king, who rewarded him with 100 silver coins. Delighted, the blacksmith ran home, only to encounter a tiger on the roadside. Terrified yet determined, he noticed the tiger seemed distressed, lifting a paw with a large thorn embedded in it. With courage, he approached and removed the thorn using his tools. The tiger, grateful, gifted him a large deer in return. The blacksmith felt immensely proud and honored by these experiences. Since then, he no longer carried tools everywhere but hung a large sign at his house's gate proclaiming his specialty in making crowns for kings and extracting thorns for tigers. However, his business steadily declined from that point onward, causing distress in his family. Many people make the mistake, when embarking on business, of feeling superior the moment they achieve a little success. They become complacent, basking in false glory, without putting in the effort to innovate and develop. This self-satisfaction ultimately leads to regression, decline, and bankruptcy, especially in business. Attitude is crucial. It determines your success. Consider your achievements as steps in your developmental process. Arrogance and conceit will kill your future. The mistake of the blacksmith was relying on random chance to establish a lifelong career without diligent work. In the marketplace, many companies rise due to a special opportunity, but such chances are rare. Only by relying on the company's capabilities and business resources to adapt to market changes can it consistently identify its position and customer base, ensuring its survival. Always remember, capability creates opportunities, and it is through capability that you will reap success. Therefore, always strive incessantly to develop and improve yourself, because at the core of business, values you deliver to customers remain paramount. Only when you uphold these values can you achieve success. Customers are not concerned with what achievements you have. Rather, they prioritize their needs and benefits being assured. Focus on excelling in that aspect. Importantly, customers are the ones paying your wages. Hence, they constantly seek and choose convenient services. Millions of successful businesses thrive by meeting these essential needs and conveniences. Believing that having capability and a good product alone will attract customers is a notion that can cripple your business. The marketplace is a battlefield where those who provide the values customers seek emerge victorious. Finally, to succeed in the market, continuously strive to hone yourself into a resilient warrior armed with intellect and creativity. Next, there are 3 golden rules to making money. If only you knew sooner, my dear friend, that to succeed, you must understand that natural intelligence is the greatest. Naturally, everything around us conceals the laws of life, development, and decline. Compared to nature, humans are just a component within it. Therefore, you understand why all intelligence, creativity, and insights are simply explained through phenomena and objects in the natural world in today's video. The summary of the book shares with you the laws of success and failure in human life. According to it, there are 3 types of mindsets that often prevent many people, despite their diligence and efforts, from achieving wealth and success. Since birth, none of us rejects a prosperous life. Everyone desires success and happiness. Each person may define success and happiness differently, but ultimately, 98% of people aim for financial wealth, a thriving career, and a stable, worry-free life. Everyone desires wealth, yet most of us cannot attain it as desired. Consequently, we begin to complain and blame life and others without realizing that the issue often stems from our own mindset. If you remain fixed on any of the 3 laws of poverty below, no matter how hard you strive or work, life cannot improve. Before delving into the details, please like, subscribe to the channel, and share to support it. Thank you very much for your sincere support. The first law, the law of the flea. Every failure is a self-imposed limitation. A psychologist once conducted a fascinating experiment with fleas. A flea can jump to a height 400 times its own size. The psychologist placed these fleas in a glass box with a lid. Each time a flea jumped, it would hit the lid of the box. Over time, the psychologist lowered the height of the glass box, limiting how high the fleas could jump. Eventually, when the lid was removed, the fleas could no longer jump higher. This is the law of the flea. Every failure in life is a self-imposed limitation. At Harvard University, a study was conducted tracking a group of young adults over 25 years, all from similar educational and socio-economic backgrounds. The findings revealed that 60% of these individuals lacked clear life goals and simply lived day to day. After 25 years, their lives remained ordinary, with no significant improvement. Meanwhile, 27% of the youth, also lacking specific goals, ended up becoming increasingly impoverished and lived uncertain, unstable lives. In life, we often encounter many people pondering what they should do to avoid continuing in such circumstances. After years of striving without achieving the desired successful and affluent life, have we ever considered changing our mindset, or do we settle for the status quo and live day to day? We are poor not because of lack of will, but because of lack of belief. Stay confident that you are not just a lump of iron that can never turn into gold, as Lao Tzu once said. You will become wealthy if you have the right mindset. However, you will remain poor if your thinking is flawed. Life's hardships may be your starting point, but if you change, it can't be the end of your journey. Set a long-term goal and relentlessly pursue it. If it doesn't yield results immediately, persist and continue. In the coming years, success is certain to follow. The second law, the law of the kite. Fixed itself, and not adapted to many new environments, there is a story like that, the kite and the dove. Living in a small forest, one day, when the fruit is ready to leave, it says goodbye to its friend. The dove asks it, "Why are you leaving?" the kite answers. In fact, I don't want to leave, but the people here treat me badly, they think my voice is too annoying, and I'm not welcome here. I really can't stay, the dove thought for a while, then said to the kite. Hey, if you don't change your voice, then no matter where you fly, no one will welcome you. According to the law of the vulture, if you do not change certain flaws of yourself and opt to blindly evade them, the issues not only remain unresolved but persist and repeat, leaving you immensely exhausted. Similarly, someone unwilling to confront themselves, constantly avoiding reality, cannot mature or achieve happiness. A sign of maturity in a person is when they have moments of introspection, calmly facing their own imperfections and shortcomings, and striving to change. Instead of judging or blaming others for mistakes or lack of responsibility, they take ownership of their faults. Take responsibility for your actions and decisions, and actively seek solutions to situations. Many people, driven by excessive ego, refuse to change themselves, preferring to blame others without realizing that every issue originates from within. When faced with problems, regularly introspect and actively correct any mistakes. Embracing this mindset allows you to continuously surpass your own limits and strive towards a better version of yourself. Consequently, a bright and expansive future will come to you more effortlessly. The law of the third. The law of the flock of chickens. Afraid to step out of the safe zone, afraid to tread on its own path, and living only by the crowd, there is a very interesting story like this. Among the flock of chickens, there is a red-crowned crane, the most outstanding, beautiful, and rarest creature compared to the tiny chickens. However, if the crane does not dare to separate and find a more suitable place for itself, but continues to live among the chickens, it will be stuck forever in the chicken coop. Subsequently, it will be domesticated by the chickens. This is the law of flocking. When you have reached a higher level, and the current environment cannot help you develop further, you should decisively leave instead of being afraid, and stagnating in an environment that does not give you the opportunity to leverage your strengths. Many people, after accumulating considerable capital and having new ideas over time, feel disillusioned with their current environment. However, they do not have the courage to leave, but still want to be the best in the group. Gradually, they lose their determination and no longer want to improve, raising their own standards. If they can still keep the mindset of the flock and live in that cycle, they will never be a school. We need to climb to a new level and adapt to that environment so that we ourselves. For example, if you are a meat seller at the market and have accumulated a decent amount of capital over the years, you need to expand your scale. You could open a shop or a supermarket to meet the increasing demands of customers. If you aspire to wealth, you cannot remain solely a market vendor forever. There's a saying, if you come from a poor family but possess a different mindset, overcoming poverty will no longer be a difficult issue. To become wealthy, it's not necessarily about working day and night. The key point is to uproot the mindset of poverty and dare to break through your own limits. Live a life without limits on your extraordinary potential, take responsibility, and dare to step out of your comfort zone toward higher horizons. Life doesn't always unfold as we wish. Instead of feeling stuck with unplanned situations, simply apply rules to change your thinking and see and create differences. Understand the laws that help you adjust your mindset positively in life. Lesson number 1. Making the right choice is more important than effort. Both choice and effort are crucial factors in everyone's life. Choice is when you decide the journey, while effort is the process through which you complete that journey. Throughout life, you will face many choices. If you don't calculate or dare to choose, your efforts will become futile. Therefore, the courage to make choices is the initial step towards success on your path. Start today by honing your skills in analyzing and evaluating from various perspectives, so your choices are well-founded. Avoid making decisions blindly based on impulse. Lesson number 2. Time is precious. Each of us has a bank account called time. Every morning, your account will be credited with 86,400 seconds, to use as you wish. No overdrafts, no transfers, and the balance doesn't carry over beyond 24 hours a day. Time is limited. Use your time wisely, prioritize important tasks, take care of your health, cultivate positive thoughts, and reap success, or simply live a joyful and meaningful life. Lesson number 3. Mistakes are not as frightening as we think. Mistakes are valuable teachers, more precious than we realize. By reflecting on them and adjusting ourselves, we can avoid repeating them in the future and take another step forward on our journey of growth. These current errors will help us handle similar situations more accurately in the future. Don't obsess over the belief that failure brings punishment and suffering. Such negative emotions only block our progress. Instead, have confidence in knowing you've done your best. Whether the outcome meets expectations or not, it remains a valuable experience. Lesson number 4. Step back 1, step forward 3. Don't just think about the immediate benefits, but remember the long-term goals. The key lesson of stepping back 1 and moving forward 3 is extremely important. It leads to success and effectiveness in any field. When lacking resources and strength, instead of futilely striving upwards at all costs, take a break, recuperate, and rejuvenate all resources. This approach ensures high efficiency and effectiveness in achieving your goals. Lesson number 5. Today is the past, tomorrow is a mystery, and the present is a gift. If you get lost in the problems of the past or dwell too much on the future, your thoughts will become trapped between what cannot be changed and what is unknown, whether those dreams will ever come true or not. Take control of your thoughts, focus on living in the present, here and now. This will help you fully enjoy each day of your life. Every morning when you wake up, don't forget to smile and remind yourself that today, you will live and work to the best of your abilities. Each day, set yourself a new goal. Perhaps learn a new skill, improve work efficiency, read a book, develop financial saving habits, or consider joining a life insurance policy to prepare for life's uncertainties. Someday, you will be amazed at the preparations you have made. Lesson number 6. Success does not come from isolation. In both career and life, success largely stems from connections and the assistance of friends, mentors, and teachers we encounter serendipitously on life's journey. Each experience, relationship, and mindset is an opportunity for learning and growth. The world around us, including friends, colleagues, and loved ones, serves as a living dictionary if we pay attention, ask why, and study for answers. As the genius Isaac Newton once said, "I can see farther because I stand on the shoulders of giants." You may have heard these laws many times throughout life, but they are never outdated and always worth applying. Use them frequently and flexibly to change your mindset and lead a more positive life each day. Thank you for watching the video. Goodbye, and see you in the next videos. Summary book. Wishing you success.